Just
But
that
yeah,
toughness and that grit that he was showing, which I love it, right? That's football. But can you make it? Can you make it all the way to, the second to last game in knowing that you're going to be in Cleveland? Knowing Myles Garrett is hopefully already got the sack record, but what if he doesn't? What if Myles Garrett is one sack away and he does it at home in Cleveland against the Pittsburgh Steelers, sacking future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers? Now that's a cool story, and that's
which
something to
is
get excited about.
which is funny too, because didn't that happen to TJ Watt? Didn't he? Wasn't it his last game against the Browns? And he was trying to get the sack record, and I think that he only got a half sack, or they didn't credit him with a sack or something in the last game. And I just
I believe you're correct. I think the record is tied with Strahan and Watt at 22 and a half. And yes, it was a half sack, not a full sack. And of course, that may have started the actual rivalry, the pseudo rivalry between Steelers Watt and Browns is Garrett. They were kind of competing for contract years and money and all that other kind of stuff. And right now, Myles Garrett is looking up at Watt as the co-leader for the sacks. But
he could take
again,
him
four
down.
games left. 4 games left. Two of them against our own division. So again, we know them. That's all I'm trying to say is we know our division players, and a win against Pittsburgh, of course, right, is always good, right? You can lose every game, I always say, except to Pittsburgh and Baltimore. But Cincinnati at the end, still in Ohio, hey man, anything could happen, right,
It
with
could,
those wins.
it
But
depend,
what were you thinking? Are you thinking no more wins and that's it? We're stuck at three.
no, I don't know. The Bengals game is the one that I'm circling, right? I think the Steelers game, I think, is hit or miss. I think it's 50-50, but the one I was really watching was the Bengals, um, because
Well,
but
50-50 is a fair shot.
but
That's a
Burrow's
flip of the coin. I'm just saying.
but Burrow's back now, so I was like, I don't even know, like, but it would be fun to see if Burrow gets hurt again. It'd be Flacco against the Browns. I think that would be a fun as well. But
I didn't even think about that. Wow.
yeah, but also so let's move into Ohio State, right? So now we can talk about Ohio State. They played Indiana over the weekend in the Big Ten championship game, and they lost on a last-second field goal that would have tied the game. Um, and they lost. Indiana lost the Big Ten championship, and there it is, the big hook to the left. Uh, very, very rough, very rough. Now they did fall in the rankings, which was expected. They did fall to number 2, which people were not happy about. Um, because I think Alabama or Georgia, one of the SEC teams, lost to number 1 and they fell to number 6. And um, but the way I look at it is, you haven't proved you're better. You're worse than number 3. If you're a 1 versus 2 team, one of those teams, it was a close game. Obviously, a last second field goal at the end. I don't see why they would drop farther. Right? There's nothing else that kind of happened, but I think because they did that, now it sets up the possible rematch for a championship game, because maybe they didn't want the rematch early in the playoffs, Indiana against Ohio State. Maybe they were trying to set that one out just in case it happens. That 1 versus 2 in the championship game would be Indiana Ohio State, and that would be for all the marbles, which would be really fun to see.